Choosing to leave my marriage forced me to rethink everything. I had not imagined that I would need a plan B, and life was feeling totally upside down. So I took inventory of what I knew for sure, which at that point was not much. I knew I wanted to travel. I knew that life was feeling really serious from an early age through my corporate career and into my marriage. And I knew that after 2 years of divorce stuff, I was ready to put my focus on work. So that was that. An around the world adventure to explore play and somehow combine my work. The first question, though, was where to? Seeing that it was my plan B, I thought about what is the first place that starts with the letter B if I head west. And 2 weeks later, I landed in Bali. To get started, I incorporated play alarms. And so each morning, I set 2 or 3 random alarms on my phone. And then when these alarms go off, I ask myself, what would play do right now? And then I do my best to do it. And last week, I'm walking up a hill, sun is scorching, sidewalks overflowing with people, and I feel like poop. Quack, quack, and that's my play alarm. And I'm thinking, hell no, I'm skipping this one. And then there was that voice saying, you know that a habit is strengthened even more when you push through that resistance. And so I put on my best grumpy face and I held it, and it only took me about 3 people to make eye contact with before I was laughing and feeling better. So in that moment, it felt like there was this internal switch had been flipped. It was as if instead of just putting the cape on, I felt the superhero powers. And I was seeing that play maybe was something more than just an activity we do. And so as I was developing my own definition of play, I wanted to learn from the play experts. And what I found out is that play is primal, it's pre-verbal, and it's a biological process that's as important as getting sleep or eating well. And we all came into this world being playful. And then we were raised to be practical, to follow the rules, and to make good use of your time. And so as play dwindles, so does our physical, our mental, our emotional health. And there are studies on cats and rats and monkeys and beautifully aging Japanese people that prove that when we stop playing, we stop developing. So my favorite definition of play comes from a guy that's been researching play for 25 years. Dr. Stuart Brown uses 6 key qualities to define play. And I co-facilitate a play class every week in which I test and observe these qualities. So number 1, play is voluntary. If Peter were to lock the doors and chain us all to our chairs, we probably wouldn't be feeling very playful. And sometimes I forget this in my class, and you can feel the shift right away when someone feels put on the spot. Number 2, play is purposeless. So it's not practical, we're not trying to achieve something. And in one class, we spent 90 minutes creating a performance that nobody ever saw. And yet the participants walked out feeling energized and accomplished. Number 3, play helps us lose track of time. We get into that present moment. And invariably, each week, we end up getting so engaged in one of the aspects of the play class that I end up scrapping most of what I planned, which of course is a practice for me to play and let go. Number 4, when we truly play, we are not self-conscious. We stop worrying about what we look like, and the mask comes off. And so even the shyest of people that open up and start to be vulnerable allows for a greater connection. A team vibe grows organically. People start contributing because it becomes safe to make mistakes. Number 5, play is pleasurable. It's fun. And when it's over, we want more of it. So in the first class, a woman began to cry when she realized that it was the first time she had allowed herself that freedom to play since she was a kid. And then number 6, the last one, my favorite, is that play is uncertain. When we begin to accept that we're not quite sure how things are going to go, then there is space that expands for something new to be created. And so something as simple as making shapes on the floor with yoga cushions might become a knockdown, drag-out pillow fight like it did a couple weeks ago. So these 6 qualities for me are the essence of freedom. And as I intentionally incorporate this into my work, my clients are changing as well. One client, all she had to do was dip her hand into a can of red paint and throw it against the wall, and this CEO suddenly broke free, and her clients responded. And the best part of all this is that I am enjoying my work again. And with that, I'm eager to continue through speaking, collaborating with researchers, and going back into the corporate world to bring back joy, connectedness, innovation, and productivity through play. And so, all that being said, play is something that you can't really get here. You have to feel it. And my request to you is that tonight, when you go to bed, think of a favorite play memory from when you were a kid and really feel into it. And then practice applying that sense of play to everything that you do. And find that moment where doing play becomes being play, because that's where your joyful invincibility lies. And if someone happens to be in bed with you, or even not, then please start practicing right away. Thank you.
All right. Kate Harrington, I have a question.